Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Today is July 1st. My name is Koi, and I'm presenting this week's market roundup for you. First, let's look at the first piece of news for today. Federal Reserve doesn't control the inflation crisis. The Fed chairman says controlling inflation expectations is essential to help reach market price stability and maximum employment, which can help the economy to recover from the pandemic. However, as we're getting closer to the end of the pandemic period, the market has more uncertainty and questions on whether the Fed can control inflation. And the market itself has different expectations on inflation. According to the research from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, the consumer inflation expectation surge has reached the highest level since 2013. If the consumer inflation expectation continues to rise, there will be more fear in the market. As a result, the consumer will be more conservative on their investment and purchase, which will lead to a threat to the economy, especially when the economy is trying to recover from the pandemic. Next, I have good news for the cryptocurrency investors and ARK's loyal investors. ARK and 21 shares will launch a Bitcoin ETF. This ETF will track the performance of Bitcoin as measured by the S&P Bitcoin Index and will hold Bitcoin, which provides direct exposure to the digital asset. Investors in the market have paid close attention to this ETF due to ARK's outstanding performance during the past 5 years, especially during the pandemic. For example, the average return in 2020 of their best ETF, ARK Genomic Revolution, was more than 180%. If this ETF can be approved, the institutional investors and individual investors have more options to invest in the cryptocurrency and bring in healthy competition to this industry. Now we have the last piece of news for this week. Intel has delayed their new chips production plan, which has weakened their competitiveness compared to their main competitor, Advanced Micro Devices, AMD. Because of that, Intel's stock price dropped significantly by 2% this morning. Intel has already delayed its production under the previous CEO. After Intel has appointed Pat Gelsinger as a new CEO, the market has a higher expectation of him. However, now Intel wants to delay its production again due to a significant delay in chip making advances. The investors are disappointed. According to the new plan, Intel wants to start production in the first quarter of 2022. Now let's move on to the global indexes. On the American market, the Nasdaq and S&P 500 both have registered record closing high on Tuesday and have increased more than 1% during the week due to some of the major companies lifted the indexes such as Apple, Microsoft, and Facebook. Now moving on to the European market. CAD has decreased significantly by more than 1% due to the Delta variant fear in the market. People are scared if we have to continue the pandemic period. Now moving on to the Asian market. Hang Seng Index has greatly decreased by 2% due to the increasing immigration trend in Hong Kong, leading to capital outflow. In terms of currency, Canadian dollars to Japanese yens has increased by almost 1%. This is because of the inflation fear for the US dollars. There is a decrease in US dollars to Japanese yens and decrease in Canadian dollars to US dollars. In terms of metals, copper has greatly increased by more than 2.5% due to an increase in demand and prices. Thank you for listening for today's market wrap-up. Please contact the bridge if you're interested in volunteering for the market wrap-up. And have a nice week.